Hi, welcome back to my channel, and now I'll be talking about a very interesting launch over the past week called Meyer Blue and why the take-up rate is so high at 50% at 3,260 PSF. So you can see from the picture, it's crowded. Yeah, so that's what I would say. After June, if you realize, right, all the new launches, the take-up rate is pretty high, all over 50%. So I would say the developers are performing very well in such a market condition. Of course, it couples with the fact that interest rate is coming down, buyers are returning to the market, and there's a lack of new launch supply in the market. But I just like to zoom in on Meyer Blue and the reason why it performs so well, or at least from my point of view, why it performs so well. So one thing to note is Meyer Blue has 226 units and it's a freehold project. There's no one bedroom, and the 2 and 3 bedroom accounted for 77% of the sales. And surprisingly, the 2 penthouses, right, were sold on the first day itself, both at above 10 million. But sadly, I'm not an agent that sell it, so if you have 10 million and looking to buy something, just give me a call. Anyway, let me dive deeper into what goes on behind a buyer making a decision, or what attribute to the good sales in Meyer Blue. So if you have to look, right, if I'm from a buyer perspective, or if I'm a property agent serving a buyer that's looking for this district or around this area, this radius, I will definitely not just look at Meyer Blue itself. I'll look at all the surrounding projects. Why? Because all else being equal, if they're all freehold, they have similar number of units, let's say 150 to 500. Me as a buyer, I will look at them all and compare. So the transformation or whatever that's going to happen 5-10 years down the road, the exit strategy will be about the same, or if not the same, because you are in the same area. Only difference that matter is the age of the property and maybe the layout or the floor plan of the unit itself. But if I were to look within a 500-meter radius, right, just 500-meter radius, right, you will notice that there's a lot of apartments surrounding, and those comparable, I can actually count, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 condos. 6 are actually viewpoint, but I didn't do much research on viewpoint. So 5 condos itself, that is above 150 units. So out of this 5 condo, right, actually 150 is also pushing, but out of these 5 condos, right, I actually broke down into what are the units available for sale and what is the asking price. Because to be fair, as a buyer, I will look at them and do my comparison and come to a natural conclusion of whether Meyer Blue is a good buy or not a good buy. So I actually went through Property Guru and searched all the condos one by one. The first and biggest condo in the area is called the Makina. Makina is 504 units. Do take note, all the condos that I mentioned are freehold. So it's an apple-to-apple comparison. Makina is 504 units, but there's only 9 units for sale. Out of the 9 units, right, 2 are 2-bedder. Price is 2.05 to 2.4. 3 bedroom, there's 5 of them, 2.99 to 3.48, and for 4 bedroom, there's 2 units and 4.1 million. I did not remove the duplicate listing. So there might be duplicate listing instead of the 9, it might be even lower number. So for the next bigger condo in the area is Seafront Meyer with 327 units, 17 units for sale. Surprisingly, 12 units of 4 bedroom, going from 5 million to 5.3 million. But the number of them are just duplicated listings, so you can cut the number into half. For 3 bedroom, there's 2 listings, 4.19 million to 4.7 million, and 3 bedroom, there's 3 listings at 2.4 to 2.7 million. Next will be Meyer Rise, 10 units for sale, 8 2-bedroom, number of them duplicated, 2.38 to 2.6. There's only 1 3-bedroom for sale at 3.5 million. No 4-bedroom, and the 5-bedroom is at 4.7 million, but the last it was being reposted, I think it was a month ago. So this unit might be already off the market. And the latest condo within the area is Meyer Mansion. That is also the only condo in the area that has 1 bedroom, 3 of them at 1.69 million to 1.76 million, 2 bedroom at 2.35 million to 2.38 million, 3 bedroom there's 14 listing. Of course, there's a multiple of them that are duplicate from 3.488 to 4.8 million, and for 4 bedroom there's 7 listing at 5.2 million to 5.79 million. In terms of comparison, Meyer Mansion will be the closest to Meyer Blue. Firstly, because they are side by side, and because Meyer Mansion just collected the keys at the start of the year. So the owner expectation, if you were to go into Property Guru and check, most of them are asking, I think, around 3,005 to 3,007 PSF. Yeah, so from this chart itself, right, you'll notice that in terms of entry price, Meyer Blue is actually very attractive, because for the 2-bedroom wise, I would say it is one of the cheapest in the area, just slightly above 2 million, and there's a lot of choice unit. For 3-bedroom wise, it is at 3 million, which I would say is also one of the cheapest, and for 4-bedroom wise, it's 4.5 million upwards to 5.7 million, and 5-bedroom in the area, they are the only one that has 5-bedroom, which is 5.6 million to around 6.46 million. So people will try to argue like, oh, of course Meyer Blue is cheaper because it is smaller in size. I would not disagree on that, but that is also the case why it is so attractive to people. Because for a 1,000 square feet 3-bedroom or 1,000, 2,300 square feet 3-bedroom, they're asking for $4 million. Whereas for Meyer Blue, if I want to stay in the area, I can easily enter at 3 million. The cash outlay is so much different, and the money mortgage that I pay is so different as well. So people always talk about in terms of like the size, the floor plan, the layout, whatsoever, which is not wrong. But at the end of the day, what matters is still the affordability of the buyer. The PSF might be higher or the same, but my entry price for me is so much more affordable. So people buying into the area, this is something that they will consider. And layout-wise, Meyer Blue has a very efficient layout with no bay windows or long corridor. So this is something that I will take note myself as a buyer when I'm looking to buy into the project. The other thing is, The other thing that I would note if I'm a buyer is for units, older units like Meyer Rise, Seafront Meyer, or the Makina, there are only so few units available for sale, and they might not be my choice unit, and they might not be my choice facing. And the truth to be told, people staying in the area, most of the units, they are not buying for investment or flipping purposes. They are buying to flip because they enjoy the vibe there and the environment there. So every time you see like a 3-bedroom unit for sale, it might take you 6 months or 1 year to see a second unit available for sale. So you will not get the facing you want or the level that you want. Whereas for Meyer Blue, even if you miss your first or second choice unit, it is very likely that you will find the third or fourth unit of your choice in a condo because there's so many units for your selection. So as a buyer, I will tend to gravitate towards somewhere where firstly it's affordable, and secondly I have so many choices to choose from, and thirdly, not to mention, it's brand new lah. So it is pretty no-brainer, especially it gets very frustrating, right? If I'm a buyer, I can only see, if I look at this area of 500 meter radius, at most there's only 20 listings of 3-bedroom in the area itself, not to mention the duplicate. Immediately I cut the number by half. I only have 10 units to see, and not all are my choice facing, and the prices are much higher than Meyer Blue itself. So to conclude, I feel for the next few new launches like Chuan Park, even Norwood Grand that's previewing now, Toa Payoh, and the Tampines launch, Clementi Avenue 1, they will have similar results or even better results because firstly, there's a pent-up of demand from Singaporeans. Secondly, interest rate is coming down. Thirdly, the resale supply, it's very low now. Not many resale owners are selling, and even if they do sell, the price they are asking is quite similar to the new launch prices around the area. So yes, it might be cheap in terms of PSF, but in terms of overall pricing and quantum, it is still comparable. So that's why people are still entering and considering the new launch market. That's it for my video. Hope you like it. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.